Good afternoon, Dr. Denzy.
Yes, good afternoon, doctor. How are you?
Yeah, I'm good. I'm good.
Okay.
So, as I said, we are just waiting for the final year class to get over.
Okay.
And once that is done, we will. I'll just let you know, and we can start.
Sure, absolutely. Yeah. Hello, Dr. Ramesh sir. Hi, sir. I think I can see sir is connected.
Hi, Denzy. Good afternoon.
Hi, sir. How are you, sir?
Yeah, all well.
All good, sir. So long to have heard from you.
Yeah.
Great, sir. Okay, then, sir. I think we'll just wait, as Dr. Dharmeshi said, then we can start.
Yeah, hopefully this Wednesday or Thursday, I may be dropping there.
Oh, is it? You're coming to... Okay,
I am coming till Chitradurga. So, if possible, if time permits, I'll try to extend.
Yeah, absolutely, sir. Definitely. We have a very old friend of yours with me right now.
Who is that?
If you remember your driver back then, Manjana is with me right now, sitting with me in the department seminar hall.
Who is that?
Manjana is here, sir.
Manjana. Oh. Say hi to him.
Yeah. You can say hi.
Hey, Manja. Namaskara. ಆಯ್ತಾರ ಊಟ
ಸರ್ ನಿಮ್ದು ಸರ್
ಹೌದಪ್ಪ ಎಲ್ಲ ಆಯ್ತು ನೋಡ ಆರಾಮಾಗಿದ್ದೀನಿ
ಅದಕ್ಕೆ ಹೇಳ್ತಿದ್ರು ಸರ್ ಲಾಂಗ್ ಟೈಮ್ ಫಾರ್ ಪೀಪಲ್ who are watching this Ramesh sir is an alumni of Bapuji Dental College and it's still the same driver here who's running the mobile dental van. So I think your students would be happy to know.
Yeah. I know he remembers me. He can never forget me. Ask him, Manjana.
ನೆನಪಿಲ್ಲ ಮಂಜು ಕೇಳ್ತಾರೆ ಸರ್ ಅದಕ್ಕೆ
ನಮ್ ಡ್ರೈವಿಂಗ್ ನಾಪ್ಕ ಇದೆ ಗುರು
ಸರ್ ಬಾರಿ ಚೆನ್ನಾಗಿ ಮಾಡಿದಿರಿ ನಾವು ಅದಕ್ಕೆ
ಅಲ್ಲ ಗಾಡಿ ಎಲ್ಲ ಎದ್ದು ಹೊರಗೆ ಇಡ್ತಿದ್ದಲ್ಲ ಬೆಳಗ್ಗೆ 4:05
ಎಲ್ಲ ರೆಡಿ ಇರೋದಾಗ ಸರ್ ಎಲ್ಲಿ ಸರ್ ಈಗ ನೀವಿರೋದು
ನಾನು ಇವತ್ತು ಬೆಂಗಳೂರಲ್ಲಿ ಇದ್ದೀನ
ಹೌದು ಸರ್
ನೋಡೋಣ ಬರ್ತೀನಿ ಬುಧವಾರ ಅಥವಾ ಗುರುವಾರ ಬರ್ತೀನಿ ಚಿತ್ರದುರ್ಗಕ್ಕೆ ಬರ್ತಾ ಇದ್ದೀನಿ
ಓಕೆ
ಆದ್ರೆ ಅಲ್ಲಿಂದ ದಾವಣಗೆರೆ ಟ್ರೈ ಮಾಡ್ತೀನಿ
ಓಕೆ ಸರ್
Okay, sir. Great.
Right. Okay.
Yeah, just bringing back some old memories.
Yes, of course. Davangere. Lovely memories. Never unforgettable memories.
Absolutely. Okay, sir.
Yeah. Take care.
Yes,
Yeah,
Doctor.
yeah. So you can start off now.
Okay. I can see bags and I can see students hiding behind the bags. Okay. Okay. So all you students, if you can hear me in the class, please raise your hands, both hands up. Okay, I can see the last benchers just raising the hand like this. Please raise your hands, everybody. Last bench. Okay, fantastic. All right. Okay, great. Now they don't say Tata, bye bye, and finish the lecture, right? Okay. So there we are. I think you can sit back. In case you're wondering, what are we going to be talking today? I think all of you already have an idea that all of you can hear me loud and clear. Dr. Dharmshi, is it clear?
Yeah, it is clear, Doc.
Yeah, no? Okay. So you put me on the projector, right? There.
Yeah, it is projected. You're on the screen.
All right. Okay. So, okay. Yeah. So let me know when to start, Doc. You can.
It is audible to you all. Please be silent. Okay.
Okay. I actually wanted to start off with the video, ma'am. Can I play with your permission? Yeah. I was actually running through that. Okay. Just a minute.
I think Dr. Ramesh sir wants to speak a few words. Can we do that?
Yeah,
and
yeah.
we'll
Please,
introduce to the
yeah,
class.
yeah, please. Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
Sir.
Yes, Dharmashri.
Yes, sir. Please introduce Denzy to us. You know him the best.
Oh, of course, I know him very well. We share the common alumni of Bapuji Dental College. Okay, I know him very well personally and professionally too, excelling very well in a short period of time. He has gained enough of knowledge and heights. He's doing well, encouraged well, and Bapuji Dental College is becoming one of the pillar of our department in that college. It sounds good to know all about him. And for our dear students, good afternoon, everyone. No doubt, 3 to 4, it's an odd time for a lecture. we had to utilize this time. I know you have just come back from your Holi celebrations. Okay, so pre-Holi is over. We had cultural events for you all. So now coming back to the academic sessions, we have Dr. Denzy Lawrence, who is one of the fantastic speaker. So he'll be speaking about what next or the importance of public health dentistry. See, the life has become so complicated these days. You people are in competition because so much of competition is going on. Thereby, you have to face challenges amidst all the confusions because you have so many things where to choose, what to choose. That's the confusions which are going on. So I'm sure Dr. Denzy will be able to help you out in that regards. So I would like to say that Denzy, you can take over and start off with the event. Let me not waste most of the time because we are already late. Okay. Thank you, Dharmashri.
Yes, I think
Priyanka? Yes, ma'am. Please introduce the speaker. Yes, ma'am. Good afternoon, everyone. Myself, Priyanka, first year PG from Public Health Department. And welcome, sir. Welcome, Denzy, sir. Welcome, Ramesh, sir. Let me give you a brief introduction regarding, sir, our guest speaker for today, Dr. Denzy Lawrence, sir, a man with complex tastes who believes in maximizing human potential to the fullest. He is the chief curator and founder of Public Health Dentistry 101, which is a national level online learning portal for dental public health. He is the assistant professor in the Department of Public Health Dentistry at Bapuji Dental College and Hospital, Davangere, Karnataka. He is the creative head of Cities India, which is considered as one of the best center for dental entrance examination. He is the recipient of various awards and is the author of various national and international publications. He is a part of various government-aided activities. Since his achievements are many and time is short, just to submit, Dr. Denzy, sir, is a dynamic all-rounder, and now I would ask him to take over the platform and commence his lecture. So please.
Yeah, thank you so much, Dr. Ramesh sir, for those kind words and all that we share and continue to cherish in this domain of public health dentistry and beyond. Thank you so much, Priyanka, for those a little embarrassing, but I think boring part of the session, which is the introduction part. All right. So, and good afternoon to all my dear students. Thank you, Dr. Dharmashi, for making this happen. And thank you for the opportunity, everybody, to connect with everyone out there. And as I see here, the students have already packed their bags. Okay, so I think maybe just waiting for 4 p.m. and that's when your bell rings and then all of you will be going out of the class. Okay, now since this is an online event, of course, just that we have connected through an online portal, but I want to emphasize the fact that this moment is real and let's try to humanize the experience as much as possible. All right. So if there's any technical interruptions, please let me know in the chat box. Are you all able to hear me clearly? Please raise your right hand up in the air. Okay. Again, everybody saying Tata bye-bye. Okay, just raise your hand and put it down. Okay. Now put your left hand up in the air. Okay. Okay. And I'll just make a baby shark with your hands onto the right. Baby shark. I hope all of you know, right? Mama shark, baby shark, and dada shark, and all of that. Okay, great. All right. So I want all of you to clap together on the count of 3. Okay. I want to hear that energy from there. So wait for my count. I think Dr. Dharmashi, if you could unmute. I need to hear that energy from there. All right. So when I'm going to say 1, 2, and 3, on the count of 3, all of you have to put your hands up in the air and clap just once. All right. Wait. Okay. Can we have an audio channel from there? Okay. All right. Okay. So now there is some energy which is contagious from there onto here. Great. All right. So if you feel already energized, I think let's skip to the good part, right? I think that's what all of you are here for. What is public health dentistry? No, I will not be telling you what it is, but I'm going to be telling you the fantastic world of what lies in public health dentistry and beyond. Okay, the very little known facts about public health dentistry, which would be an eye opener for most of you, mainly because you don't see anything beyond survey and indices. Okay, so let me start off with a small video, since all of you are tech savvy and all of you like to invest your time into watching something. So let me just start off with a small video. Okay. All right, so that was just a small video. Okay, now I'm sure all of you noticed in the presentation, that is in the video there, right, that there were a lot of smiles, there was a lot of moments. Okay, we going out into the society and we interact with so many of them, and we carry the whole of dentistry. All right, so how many of you like public health dentistry? Raise up your hands and just do this. How many of you like it as of now? It's not whether you want to do PG or not. Whether you like the subject or not, just raise your hands or give me a thumbs up like this. Okay. There are some. Okay. Thumbs up or hands up. All right. All right. Don't make your friends also put their hands up and all. Okay. This has to be an individual exercise. All right. Okay. Your hands down. What we notice is everyone in the class actually likes something about this, whether it gives you an opportunity to travel, since you are in final year, some of you third years and interns. It gives you a chance to explore out there and identify and take the whole of dentistry. Okay, this is the only specialty which doesn't have the word Dontics. All right, because it doesn't really pertain only to the teeth or the structures. It also focuses on taking the whole of dentistry out there in the open. Now, if you look in that terminology, right, what exactly do we have here? Okay. Now, normal dental students, the way they perceive, okay, public health dentistry is what are the assignments which are usually given to everybody. And these kind of assignments would involve, conducting a survey, doing indices in your case history, applying fluorides and sealants. But what we fail to understand is public health dentistry is that specialty of dentistry, which is a composition of many disciplines. Okay. It's so unique in a specialty that it's not comprised of various branches. There are no branches in public health dentistry. There are subjects and departments under public health dentistry. Okay, there's just a perception here. See, you can start with preventive dentistry, geriatric, special care, comprehensive. Okay, most of you would be knowing something about all of this, but not entirely about it. Okay, so when we talk about comprehensive treatment planning, yes, it takes in all of dentistry. And apart from that, it also focuses on a lot of research and planning evaluation, statistics, tobacco counseling, all of that. Now, why am I telling all this to you is that public health dentistry is the gateway or the entry for you to pursue a profession in any of these disciplines. Okay. Now, the common dilemma, what dental students usually face. Okay. What is the flow chart for anyone who wants to pursue a career in dentistry? All right. Now, if you're in the dentist working in India, if you wish to continue to stay back in India and work, there is a certain flow chart. Okay. Foreign universities, you can go and pursue that. But all of you, since all of you are in final year and internship, okay, most of you would really want to do masters in any of the subjects, whichever you like. Okay. I'm not going into public health dentistry for PG, but I'm just telling you the general flow chart. Okay. Now, to begin with, you can start off with practice, okay, which can be either private practice or it can be independent. Okay, private, either you work as part of hospitals chains, and independent could be group practice or solo practice, which is the multi-speciality practice, what we commonly hear and talk about. Okay, then when it comes to post-graduation, that is after PG, you will focus on, if you stay back in India, you can get into teaching fraternities like all of us teachers are working. Okay, you can also pursue PhD, and then you can diversify. Okay, post-graduation, not just in dentistry, but you can also focus on diversification into healthcare management or MPH and work in NGOs, all of these things. Okay, this is just to give you like a chart. Now, why am I telling you this is, where does public health dentistry stand in all of this, and how much of public health and dentistry can you take it forward? Now, it's important for us to know what the specialty holds in various countries abroad as well. Okay. Now, in the foreign space, usually we have DDS, or depends on the countries where you go to, practice and teaching, practice in major places. Again, the government employs you separately, whether it's the Army Dental Corps, the services, the railways, or all of these things. Now, public health dentistry, if I tell you that it helps you focus on any of these, okay, it just makes you better at what you are already existing at. Now, students come and ask me that, sir, give me one good reason why I should choose public health as a career. Okay. Now, the common and the very simple and the short answer for this is because it's everything under the sun. Okay. You are specializing in public health. Okay. And you're focusing on all of dentistry into public health. That means you can continue to work on your areas which you're really liking. Okay. Public health dentistry facilitates you to do all the things which you always wanted to do, whether it is private practice or whether it is kinds of comprehensive care, and also opens up the avenues for many other industries. All right. Now, there are just 50 words which I've thrown here. I can, probably give you specific idea about all of these. Okay. But if anyone in this class, okay, anybody who is there, okay, who doesn't relate to 2 or 3 options, it's nearly impossible that could even happen. Okay. Now, someone would want to do multiple things: employability, okay, job security, satisfaction, education. You want to master a subject, you enjoy the course, okay, you can improve your workplace ethics. Some students just find it interesting. Some of them like the media aspect of it. I've got something which I'll be talking later, and environmental health. This word public health is probably the greatest benefit we have got ever since the subject has been renamed from preventive and community dentistry to public health dentistry. Okay. Now, public health dentistry encompasses all that. So many of y'all would not be aware that all of you would be eligible to apply in various institutes. And mind you, we're talking about public health and not just dental public health. All right. We're focusing on not just dental diseases, but there's so much more which you could actually do. So this is just to give you a perspective. Now, This is what everybody already knows. You've seen all your teachers do this in practices, right? Whether it's teaching in dental colleges, higher education, fellowship, practice, government dental jobs. Okay. I would say public health dentistry or public health dentist has got hardly any limiting factors. Okay. It's the only mastery which allows you to expand even after MDS. Okay. And that's how you can work on it. Now here, there are some options. Again, it all depends about how you take the specialty. Okay, whether you're a dentist working along with application of dental public health or general principles of public health, that determines whether you can apply for jobs in NGOs, whether you diversify. You can be your own entrepreneur. You can work in research institutes like ICMR. And then you can focus specifically on activism, informatics, administration. And mind you, these are far greater than whole of dentistry put together. Okay, if you're talking about the quantum of jobs, okay, the quantum of jobs which all of us see here, enjoy in the whole of dentistry which we have, is entirely focusing on maybe like 5 or 10% of the pyramid, where a public health degree automatically empowers you to do so much. Okay, so that's just the brief outline. Now, the session today was to give you an idea about what is the scope and what is the opportunity. Okay, and when me and Dr. Dharmashi were discussing what we should frame the title, I said we'll just put it this way. Okay, very famously, we talk about how democracy is of the people, by the people, and for the people, right? So public health dentistry is exactly, okay, is focusing on the public, okay? And public is the entire population. All right, so it is nothing but dentistry which is by the people, for the people, and of the people. Now I'll tell you why in a couple of slides why we focused on this is because you will notice, okay, when you're reading public health dentistry, you will have all the chapters and the topics which are focusing on all the dental diseases. Okay, you must be wondering, why should I read epidemiology of dental caries? Why should I read periodontal conditions, malocclusion? But you must understand that when you call yourself a public health dentist, or you are an undergraduate who's trained in public health dentistry, these are the areas which they focus on. Okay, and that is how the disciplines emanate. Now, for you, it is important that how you take your area of interest. Now, there are some students who would be interested in administration. Okay, so you can focus on masters in healthcare administration. If someone is focusing on economics or finance, right? So this is that topic which gives you a leeway into many other possibilities in that direction. Now, all of us, we commonly encounter, right, that how we grow up through the years. Okay, what is the choices in higher education, and what is the normal human life path which we profess and would like to contain. And then finally, all of us want to retire into a cocoon, right? The career path is, I would say, the most tumultuous point of your intersection in your careers. Okay, now many of my students ask me, so what do I do after BDS? All right, the easiest way to understand this is, first and foremost, focus on what are your strengths. Okay, you focus on your strengths, you hone on your skills. Second thing, okay, if at all you have this notion that you can do just a thing or a particular task and not anything else along with it, you are completely mistaken. Okay, it is possible for you to balance many things and work on this. Today I will be restricting it to anything which is generating or emanating from public health. Okay, you could be the ones who not fall into that also, that's okay. Okay, as long as you figured it out, that's what is really important. And your career planning, like I said, it depends a lot on how you link what you study. Okay, your majors, that is basically your MDS as your majors. What you've done in that, what is your core value system, how much you know about your own self. Okay, so I would recommend all of you to do like a smart SWOT analysis. What are your strengths, your weaknesses, your opportunities, and your threats, and map out the subjects and the areas which you are focusing on. Okay, this is a very important. Okay, everybody tells you that this is important, but they don't tell you why it is important. Okay, your area of specialization or the subject of specialization is directly proportional to how happy you are in life. That's as simply told as possible. Okay, if you are happy reading something, focus on that and do post-graduation on that. If you're unhappy, remember, you will continue to be unhappy all through your life. All right, so it's a very, very carefully treaded decision. Now, when you talk about job and career, okay, what's a career? Career is something which you pursue. Okay, career in public health, which I'll be talking, but there are jobs also which are available, and many of the students are very eager to start working immediately after your BDS. Okay, so in many ways, public health does offer you a lot of short-term incentive-based jobs. That's mainly because the bubble is so wide and so huge that provided you take training or any kind of benefit from the organizations by pursuing certain soft skills, you can land up yourself with a lot of jobs. Okay, simple example is working in data analytics or health informatics. Okay, or you could make recruited for your COVID duties or war room duties, where your job is basically contact tracing and geotagging, all of these things. All right, so there are a lot of allied jobs which are available in public health. Okay, now decide whether you want to take public health, the public health dentistry as a career. Okay, or you want to do something as an intermittent job and then you want to come back to what you always wanted to do, and that is the basic distinction. Okay, so are you following me so far? Yes or no? Please raise your hand. Okay, let me know. All of you, how many of you have like fallen asleep there sitting in the last bench, because I can't see beyond the second bench. Okay, so maybe if I was standing in front of you, I would be able to see. And of course, since I'm not getting any audio reception from there, I'm assuming it's an abnormally quiet class where I am talking to myself. But yes, minus all the commotion, I'm presuming that you are still making that little bit of normal acceptable commotion in class. All right, so moving on. In dentistry, like I said, it is all about vertical growth. Okay, dentistry is such a field. If you pick it up on this public health aspect, you focus on certain skills, and then perfection of that skill is exactly what is required. Okay, and that is the reason how dentistry has done in this. Okay, again, focus on whether it satisfies your personal needs and all of that. Okay, now this was the background for you, because I can't jump into public health dentistry directly, but I wanted you to sort of set the template and the perspective where you are able to decide on public health careers. Now, this subject, public health dentistry, I said, allows you to take all of dentistry with you. Okay, if someone likes crown cutting, someone likes endodontics, someone likes surgical procedures, it allows you to take all of that to your private practice, and it focuses on serving the community. Now, this word community is often used, in multiple permutations and combinations, but we rarely understand the actual meaning of community. Okay, communities are because human beings behave and think alike. Okay, there's a very famous saying by one of the renowned public health professionals, that there is nothing more universal in this world than health, and then there is disease. If all of us are healthy, we are healthy together. If all of us are diseased, we are diseased together. And why is this happening is because that is the basic nature. Whether it's an infectious disease, whether it's a non-communicable disease, it does not matter. COVID is a classic example of how all of us have to fall prey for this. And this is why public health is, will, and continue to be relevant for all that there is there and all that when mankind is surviving the face of earth. So when you're talking about the dental problems of the public as such, right, as long as human beings out there will continue to use their teeth, and we are, evolve into a species when we no longer need teeth, we are going to be there in business. Okay, so it's a kind of practice which serves the community as a patient rather than the entire individual. Now, where public health dentistry stands, okay, like I said, it's a super specialty. All right, don't think that it's just a specialty, mainly because you are expected to know a little bit about many specialties under this. Okay, from medicine comes dentistry, from dentistry comes specialties, and then there is public health dentistry. So it's a highly focused area. Now, there are some things which I want you to think over. Okay, whether your profession is making a difference in the entire oral healthcare of the community. Is it creating more opportunities? Because here it's more of an enabler job. Okay, whether you're satisfied and whether it is personally meeting up to your this thing. Okay, so the specialty training in public health dentistry came not overnight. Okay, it's more of a Western concept, because they started examining individuals, and then that group of individuals became people. And when you read your history of indices and all of that, you'll notice that there are a lot of details which are applied to an en masse population. Okay, so that is the basic idea of public health dentistry. Okay, so as we understand here, dental public health focuses more on assurance, advocacy, and policy implications. Okay, so as there's evolving conditions, as we notice, the more mechanisms of practice delivery has been implemented in our country, we notice that the journey has gone from specialty training, which is borrowed from a lot of dentistry. Now, what about the journey in India? Okay, now in India, of course, it happens to be the last domain of the specialty to be developed. Okay, again, mainly because there is a lack of knowledge or awareness of dental public health. Now, what if I told you that there are enough amount of jobs only in the domain of social media when it comes to public health development? Okay, when there's institutions like national level organizations which are focusing on people who are very good content developers only for health promotion and awareness. Because like I said, where there is a lack on paucity of knowledge and awareness, there will continue to be an enormous amount of demand. Okay, like I said, you'll have to map out your journey in public health industry as you advance and figure it out. Okay, once you realize that what are the disciplines encompassing it, automatically you will focus on it. Now, we've constantly faced a shortage, which is lack of manpower, but we'll get there. Now, let's give you an idea of what's the situation in India, right? We have about like 313 dental colleges in India. Okay, out of that, maybe about 70 or 80 provide you with dental colleges with MDS seats. Now, this has grown enormously, mainly because it's peaked in the last decade, and it's reaching the transition stage. When you notice, the pink component is more. So once when you're a part of it, when it's expanding, when it's stationary, and then it contracts as a whole. Okay, that's how the focus works. Now, let me give you some DPH programs across the country, where across the world rather, where this will give you a better perspective about how seriously public health industry is taken, not in India, but in the rest of the world. Okay, if you want to focus on DPH programs in Europe, okay, the entry is most commonly a degree in dentistry or a non-clinical science. Okay, then there's a lot of flexible degrees which you can map out. You can pursue masters in dental public health, or you can take a PG diploma and certificate courses. There are distance and there's full year, 1 year, part-time, 2 years. Again, the teaching learning methods are same, and the focus on lectures, tutorials, everything that you and me, we do it in our colleges as of now. And there's a dental public health examination of the Royal College of Surgeons of England. Okay, so it gives you a DDPH in RCS, and this is in Europe. Now, the overview of the program in Europe is it's usually a 1 to 2 year program where you get a master's in dental public health or an MSc in DPH. Now, it's got the public health modules which are integrated with dental public health in a year, followed by certain capstone projects. And this diploma, like I said, it's certified by Royal College of Surgeons in Edinburgh. Now, let's have a look at Australia. Okay, when we look at Australia, the University of Sydney focuses on population oral health units. Okay, so they give a master of public health and then they add the dental component to it. Now, students, when they study this, right, they take 3 dental elective units focusing on preventive dentistry, dental health services, and population oral health. Because there, once you do your dental public health or public health dentistry, you get appointed into district levels where you could be a preventive dentist, or you could focus on population services, just collecting a lot of epidemiological data and finding out a lot of details in that sense. And you can also focus on community oral health and epidemiology. And that's because most of the Western countries collect a lot of database. And like I said, there is public health dentistry, and then under that, all the other departments usually fall. Okay, so you can understand the magnitude of how much of jobs and opportunities are out there if you're keen on going out of the country and actually study. Okay, like I said, the research pathway is integral to all of these. Okay, so it could be any population oral health, it could be school dental health programs, and all of this, right? So it has proper course curriculum, and all of this is available on your good Google, which gives you like proper course curriculum in various countries. Again, in Australia and New Zealand, it's a 2-year program. That's how it works. You come to countries like South Africa, okay, that's used in the Western Cape. You have community oral health, you have departments like epidemiology, health services. All of this, the reason why I'm telling you is you need to understand how the system works in the rest of the world, okay? We usually limit our subject and specialty, and we don't know exactly what has to be done, but all of these people are doing, the ones who know are pursuing and following these courses. Again, Canada is a fantastic option because most of them would want to go and pursue an MSc in dental public health. And just have a look at the term topics, right? In first term, you do research ethics, biostats, you do oral epidemiology, health promotion. Your second term, third term, all of these are followed. Okay. And then finally, your Canadian board in dental public health gives you a lot of impetus and emphasis on the association, and they appoint you as community oral health officers. Okay, US and Canada, there's a slight difference. US gives you a residency in dental public health, and the board certifies you, and you become in charge of the oral health programs for the entire county. If you're in Texas or in Mississippi or Massachusetts, you are in charge of the public health management, and there you're supposed to focus on the dental aspect of the entire population. Residency in dental public health is usually the training which is given to you, and that happens after your graduation. So if you're wondering what you could do right away after doing your BDS in India, you can also go there and you can enroll, okay, for dental public health residency, and that's directly provided by the National Institute of Dental and Craniofacial Research, which publishes all of your NHS and your PubMed data. Okay. Now, towards the end, what I really want to emphasize is there's a lot of lifestyle behavior, there's a lot of environment, there's a lot of biology concepts, and there are systems. Okay. Now, if you really want to keenly observe what kind of opportunities you have in public health dentistry, you'll have to keep public health and dentistry separate. Okay. And when you focus on that, you'll understand that public health is probably one of the most widely expanded industries in the world. Okay. And very funnily, they say, right, COVID has taught us more public health than all of us we could teach in a lifetime. Okay, so people understand the importance of public health. People understand that why all of us are healthy together, why all of us are sick together, and that's how the whole evolution happens. Okay, and apart from that, like I said, there are specific jobs you can focus on, and there are specific career-oriented disciplines. Okay, it all depends on your liking and your inclination, and that is basically what you are looking at. Okay, now before we wrap up, I would quickly want to share some pictures with all of you all. Okay, just to give you an essence about what exactly we are looking at. Okay, how many of you are still sleeping? Please raise your hands. Okay, if you just blindly follow instructions, you would have raised your hands right now. Okay, so I sense that all of you are quite alert, and I can see that. Okay, I can see the last bench there, but I know it's bloody hot in Bhubaneswar right now. So, and all of you, I hope the fans are working there because it's damn hot here as well. So give me just 5 more minutes. I'll just wrap up the session for you all. I'll share some pictures which are related to dental public health. Okay. So there are some shades of dental public health which all of you need to know. Okay. And this is again one of the beautiful ways. Each of us have our reasons why we take up a specialty. Okay, and for you it could be something else. For me it was something else, right? For me it was photography, which led me to this field of public health dentistry, and it's all about picturing moments in a different way. Okay, now you focus on things. Okay, you go on camps, you interact with people, you actually get to know a lot of things here, and that's really the essence of the whole specialty. And more importantly, it's providing affordable and accessible oral health care. Okay, dentistry is not as small as we think it is. Okay, unfortunately, we've wrapped ourselves around the 28 or 32 teeth, and we don't see that they are connected to everything else. Okay, today your quality of life is directly influenced by how dentally fit you are. Okay, forget that. It also depends that the basic inability to smile can cause an extreme loss of depression in people. Okay, so this is the magnitude of the conditions which are generally seen across the country, and whether it's India, US, UK, Sydney, wherever is it, we need to understand that dental decay and most of the dental conditions are chronic in nature. Okay, so they're easily preventable, they can be averted, and a lot of economic benefit is there because dentistry, as they say, is not expensive, but ignorance is extremely expensive. School children, I said a lot of preventive treatments you could actually go there out and do. Okay, if you want to diversify after your BDS or after your MDS, you can focus on that. And a lot of preventive treatments are actually fancied by students because every parent wants to prevent the child from going a lot of trauma. Okay, whether it's deciduous teeth or whether it's permanent teeth, all of that are eventually important. Okay, and like I said, prevention is not better than cure. Prevention is the only cure. Okay, and simple things like oral hygiene maintenance and how do you brush, like I said, all of these things are important for the population. Okay, and a very interesting fact which I've put in here is, if you could just look at this, it says 90% of all the carious lesions in the mouth occur on the surfaces which constitute only 12% of the total volume. That means we know dental caries where it happens. Okay, it's more commonly in the pit and fissures. So when we know the solution, what is exactly stopping us from advocating this into a general population? So simple things like plaque control, sugar restriction, topical fluorides, all of this help you prevent demineralization, and they can also enhance remineralization. And at the heart of everything, there's education, motivation, and behavior change. Okay, so you could be a facilitator, you could be an enabler in all of these things, depending upon what kind of jobs you actually want to figure out. Okay, and like they say, it's difficult to convince people that they can actually control the dental destiny. A lot of patients who come, they say, with the lack of hope, they probably don't know that they could have done something much earlier. Okay, so they must first know what they need to and then how to go by it. Okay, and that is why dentistry is very different from most of the other specialties in that forms of service. And of course, when it comes to social justice, the inequalities in healthcare is the most shocking and inhuman. And there's a very famous quote by none other than Martin Luther King Jr. Okay, and he focused on that. Okay, he didn't talk about after racial disparities, but he said that healthcare injustice is a reality in the 21st century. Okay, how many of you here would be privileged to go to a dentist without having to think so much about finances? Okay, so it's not, that's when I say dentistry for all, that means dentistry for everybody in the society. And that's only going to come when you have a collective conscience and when you're going to focus on conducting programs and giving that level of treatment. Okay, finally, I think I'll just wrap up with this. Health is not mainly an issue of doctors, hospitals, or services. It's a matter of social justice. Okay, it's what everybody is entitled today. Like they say, if a child is not in school, it is not the mistake of the parents; it's a mistake of the government. All right, a state has to ensure that, make sure you provide basic, which is right to education, is a fundamental right. Now we are going towards right to health as a fundamental right, but when you look at the long term, it's the health which is a matter of social justice than anything else. All right, so that completes the session. Thank you all so much for so patiently listening. Okay, 3 to 4 is a challenge in itself, and all of you, I think you can just clap once, like how we did right in the beginning of the class. All right, okay, and now you can say your tata bye bye and all that, right? You did that in the beginning of the class only, and yes, over to you, Dr. Dhanush.
So thank you, Dr. Denzy. You made it pretty interesting in a short period of time. You held the attention of all the students. You gave them options that are available abroad. So the sky is the limit. They have to decide to spread their wings and fly. So thank you very much for this talk. And we expect to collaborate with you in the future too. Thank you so much.
Any doubts from any of the students?
I
can make it here a virtual applause.
Yeah. I just
Thank you,
find
Denzy.
out if they have questions.
Yes, please.
Any questions?
Now is the time not to raise your hand.
No, none. So if we do get questions, we will forward them to you if we cannot clear it up for them. Okay. Thank you so much, Denzy.
They would have just a small minute. I'll just add to this. Many of the students don't know how to take forward public and dentistry. So they don't know the specific jobs which are there. And I'm just giving industry numbers. Public and dentistry offers almost, easily 10 to 12 times more jobs than any other discipline in dentistry. That's only because you are empowered with public and dentistry in undergraduation. Once you end up doing MDS in public health dentistry, people are not aware that the number of institutes they can apply. I have my friends working in institutes of virology, working in tuberculosis, working in population oral health, and all of these things. So it's altogether, a completely zoomed out focus from dentistry. And the best part is you get to take all of dentistry along with you. So if you are someone who likes adding wax, removing wax, making cavities, doing restorations, you can comfortably do that. And if you look at public health dentists have one of the best practice anywhere in the country. That's only because we hone on skills like communication, leadership, and management of time, place, money, and all of that. So it automatically makes you better at all the things which you always wanted to do. So any specific assistance, Dr. Dhanush, please let me know. I'd love to reach out to students there at Institute of Dental Sciences, Bhubaneswar.
Sure, we will let you know. Thank you. So we'll conclude today's. Or you have anything?
I think Ramesh sir wants to.
Sir,
say
please.
anything, sir? All right. Yeah, sir is there. Sir is come. Hello, sir.
Yeah, Denzy.
Sir, as promised, I finished before 4 o'clock.
On dot.
Even though we started late.
If you remember, it's our 3 Ds: our alumni, duty, dedication, discipline. Isn't
Absolutely,
it?
sir.
Yeah, that always goes hand in hand, and we do that. We are known for that. Okay, thank you. Thanks a lot.
Thank you, sir. Thank you. Always great to have your senior alumni from your own department, sir. You're doing a fantastic job there. And we all look up to Ramesh, sir, because he's been instrumental in establishing the department where I'm sitting right now. So it's always a great pleasure. And when Dr. Dharamshi called out, I was like, instantly, I have to do this. And I have fond memories of Bhubaneswar because I was there for the conference right after my post-graduation. So I really loved the whole, area of how the vibes of Orissa and the food, of course. So I'm happy that this sort of brings back memories from there. Thank you.
You can add up some more photographs to your videos. Our
Sure, sir.
old mobile rental van and all. Okay.
Yeah,
I'll share a few.
I'll do that.
Yeah, you can
do
put
that.
it on your collections. Okay. I'll do that.
Absolutely, sir. Absolutely. Great.
All right. Take care.
Thank you, sir. Thank you, sir.
Thank you.
Okay. Bye-bye, students. Take care. All of you. Goodbye. Okay. The class is over and all this 10 minutes is your bonus. Please mark your attendance and see you soon. Bye-bye.
That's done. Thank